The latest culinary craze to take over kitchens and menus all over Australia are bao buns. They are steamed, white, fluffy little buns. They almost look like a little clam. You open them up and put some pork in there, you put some prawns in there, whatever you want. Of course, you can buy them already frozen, but they're so easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It starts with some self-raising flour, and this is some low-protein self-raising flour, which is perfect for making light, fluffy products, things like cakes and bao buns. Now the flour's in there, and I'm also going to add some sugar for a little bit of sweetness and some skim milk powder. It gives it a fantastic flavour. In that goes. And to give it a little bit more lift, I've got some bicarb. A little bit of bicarb goes in there. And for a yeasty flavour and extra lift, I've got some dried yeast. In that goes. Now, at this stage here, I just put my fingers through the flour, and you can see how light and white and fluffy it is. We just want to mix all those dry ingredients together. Now, I'll make a little bit of a well in the centre, and I'll just add some warm water. There we go. While I'm there, I'll add a little bit of oil as well, vegetable oil, and if you want, you can add just a little touch of sesame oil as well. That'll give it a great flavour. Now, gently with your fingers, you want to mix it around so the flour and the wet ingredients come together. And I do this by hand because I want the dough to be really light and fluffy. So it's just a matter of mixing it together very, very gently until it starts to come together. Now, with the back of my hand or the palm of my hand, I just push it all together, and that will allow the dough to pick up all these little bits of crumbs and flour on the outside here. I'll make sure that that bowl is nice and clean. Now you can see on the board here, there's a couple of little bits and pieces. I use the big dough here to just drag it around and pick up anything. We don't waste anything in this kitchen. Now, I just need this for a couple of minutes or maybe even 30 seconds because this dough's coming together beautifully. I don't want to stretch the dough too much because I want these little bao buns to be light and fluffy. Now, have a look at that. That's looking nice and solid. A little bit crumbly on the top, but that's okay. What I'll do at this stage here is pop it into a glass bowl, and I'll pop it somewhere nice and warm so it can rise nice and gently. If you want, you can put some cling film over the top of it, and that'll stop it drying out. And you'll see, once it's proved up, it will double in size. Have a look at this dough. It's going to be really nice and soft and lovely. And it's just a matter of just teasing it out of the bowl and popping it onto the board. I just tuck it underneath itself, on it goes. Now, at this stage here, I want to cut it up. I want to dissect it so I get a whole lot of little balls, and that means I'll get lots of little buns. So I'll cut it in half like this, and then half again, and then half again. So I'll get 8 little bao buns. And I do this fairly quickly because I want to get them rolled up and proving again. Now, the technique of doing this is I grab the dough in one hand here and I cup the other hand. So when I move the dough around like this, it forms a little ball just like that. Once you've got them all rolled out like this, it's just a matter of popping it onto a tray and letting them prove for a little bit longer. You can see these ones here are proved up beautifully. They're just a little bit bigger than they were before, and that's what I'm looking for. Now, this stage here is really simple. They're nice and light and fluffy already. So you just grab a rolling pin and flatten it out. There are a few different ways of doing this, but this is the way that I like to do it. I think it's nice and easy. Flatten it out so it's quite even, and you get like an oval football shape. A rolling pin will do this really easily, but I've seen people do this with their fingers. You can do that as well. Stretch it like that, another way of doing it. Now, once you've got it at this stage here, you just grab a little bit of vegetable oil on your fingers and rub it on the outside. What this does is it stops these two surfaces from sticking to each other. Really, really important. When these prove and puff up, you want to be able to open it up like this and stuff it with lots of juicy, delicious goodness. So the oil is very, very important. Now, I've already pre-cut these little baking pieces of paper and I've got them cut to size. Once you've got them like this, it's just a matter of taking this and popping them into your little steamer basket. Let them prove for a couple of minutes, and then all you need to do is pop them over a pan and steam them. What I've got here is exactly what they look like when they're finished. I'll pick that up like this and then lift the top off. A little bit of steam there and lovely little buns. Now, I like them this size here. This is my favourite size, and you can see the little oil makes it really easy to open up. Once they're steamed like this, they're light, soft, fluffy, and ready for you to stuff. I'll just have a little taste of that. Look at that, perfect. That's good.